Reaction channels are dying. There, I said it. It's been a glaring issue over the last few years. Sure, there have been some really large moments for the reaction community, i.e. Kendrick versus Drake, everybody was on that. But if you've been keeping up with the hip-hop reaction scene, you've probably noticed the decline ever since COVID. The hype around reaction channels has just kind of fizzled out. Now I know what you're thinking, reaction videos still get views, right? And yes, of course they do. But those views are largely concentrated to a smaller group of people and artists as to what they used to be. And if you look at the numbers, the interest just isn't there anymore. So today, we're gonna dive into hip-hop reaction channels and why they aren't as popular as they used to be. Now, full transparency, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. The video will mostly consist of my actual gameplay for you guys to watch and hopefully be interested enough to download the game and come play it with me. I'll briefly interject some moments of this video to talk about my gameplay and why I think you should come play with me, because it is one of the few mobile games that I've actually stuck with over the years. Raid has played a massive part in my channel for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and it's honestly one of the main reasons I've even been able to continue YouTube full-time throughout the downfall of reaction content. And I'll get more into that a little bit later in this video. First off, let's talk about how reaction videos even exploded in the first place. Hip-hop, being such an emotional and dynamic genre, has always sparked raw reactions from fans. So when YouTube hit its stride, it was a perfect storm. You had fans, you had viral moments, and you had people reacting in real time to some of the wildest, most unexpected bars and tracks ever.
I know y'all heard the sleeping bars, hold on.
People loved seeing fresh reactions to new drops, whether it was Eminem dissing the planet on Kamikaze, or Kendrick, or Drake, or whatever song was taking over the airwaves at the time. And let's be real, those first time hearing reactions were addictive. You'd click on a video just to see somebody's face when they heard Kendrick's Control verse for the first time, or how they react to Eminem's most crazy, wildest bars. It was content gold. But here's where things started to shift: the introduction of short form content. The evolution of the way we consume content has shifted drastically since 2020. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and even YouTube Shorts have changed the game dramatically. People want that bite-sized, instantly engaging content. The long, drawn-out reaction videos don't really fit with the attention spans nowadays. The way we consume content today is very different from just a few years ago in 2020. People are more into that short-form content rather than sitting down for a 10-minute reaction video. YouTube themselves has even lowered the monetization limit. It used to be 10 minutes to put multiple ads on a video, now it's just 8 minutes. And not to mention, the music itself has become far more accessible than it used to be. With TikTok pushing songs into the mainstream, we already kind of know which tracks are blowing up by the time they hit YouTube now. So the whole reaction element kind of feels delayed in a sense. Reaction videos are even clipped to the bite-sized moments to be posted on these short-form platforms now. So instead of sitting down for 10 to 15 minutes to view a certain part of a song or a reaction that you want to look at, you can just go on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts and see that 30-second span that you want to listen to. Viewers don't have to watch an entire video to see somebody's reaction to Kendrick's A minor bar about Drake. They can just find 30-second clip montages now on TikTok of all of these creators doing it. And coming from somebody that's made long-form videos for 8 years now, I'm the first to admit it's way easier just to sit down and watch a 30-second TikTok. These 15-minute long reaction videos can simply be condensed down to less than a minute and you can keep scrolling. Another glaring issue that reaction channels face is oversaturation. You see, reaction videos are a bit like trend cycles. They blow up and people love them, and then they're just super oversaturated and people forget about them. A few years ago, a new reaction video felt fresh and exciting. But once creators started seeing the success of those types of videos, everybody wanted a piece of that pie. Now we're seeing channels with similar content, and it's just not as exciting when you know exactly how the reaction's gonna go. The market became flooded and originality really took a hit. It's almost as if you've heard the song before you even watch a reaction. And after a while, it kind of gets predictable. If you're not bringing something new to the table or adding a unique twist to your reactions, it's easy for people to click off and move on to something else. A lot of these reaction channels just started feeling the same, almost as if you could predict the next move. A big track drops, it's the exact same format, exact same excitement levels, saying, yo, that was crazy, and then it's just on to the next video. I get it, the hype can't always be maintained, but there's no real personality or fresh perspective behind the reactions now. And in turn, the content becomes very stale, which leads me on to the next point. The algorithm changes. YouTube has always been an algorithmically based platform, but the key difference is in what they show you now versus what they did in 2020. In 2020, if you were to watch an entire video of somebody reacting to, let's say, a Lil Wayne song, YouTube would see that you stayed on that individual's channel for some 10 to 15 minutes and would proceed to recommend you other videos from that that specific creator. Now, the algorithm will see that you've watched a decent amount of minutes of a reaction to a Lil Wayne song, and it will recommend you more Lil Wayne reaction, which in turn drives people away from the creator and more towards the actual content, attributing to that oversaturation of that content. Another thing that reaction channels face is their audience. Reaction channels can be very niche to certain groups and fan bases, and one wrong move can completely alienate you as a channel from an entire fan base. You could like 99% of an artist's catalog, but if you have a negative reaction to just 1% of their catalog, you will inevitably lose a large chunk of that fan base based on that negative reaction. And in turn, you'll lose a chunk of viewership for the next time you react to that artist, which in turn again leads you to subconsciously trying to like every single song and find the positives in it for that artist, which in turn essentially makes every single reaction the exact same like I talked about earlier. Everything becomes very predictable, and that further pushes the staleness that exists in the reaction content. And also, people aren't stupid. It's very easy to spot and identify a non-genuine reaction. It's all just one big compounding negative factor. Sure, there are still thousands of people who consume this content that appreciate the authenticity of a negative review, but either way you spin it, you're in a lose-lose battle. If you try to like every song, you're gonna lose a lot of the genuine people. If you give your actual thoughts and dislike a song, you're gonna lose a lot of the diehards of that fan base. Because reaction channels have a terrible problem of viewers watching them for their favorite artists, not watching them for their reaction. So when Kendrick, Eminem, or Travis Scott doesn't put out an album or a song in a few months or years, a large chunk of those typical audience views will not watch them react to other content. It's very difficult to mesh and blend other fan bases to other videos, which is why you will see somebody with 1 million subscribers have a 500,000 view video reacting to Eminem, but only get about 5,000 views reacting to an independent artist, coming from personal experience, of course. Plus, the younger audience, who is the core demographic for reaction channels, eventually grow older and move on to different things. A 15-year-old freshman in high school during COVID is now a 20 to 21-year-old sophomore in college with vastly different interests. It is very difficult to create lifelong fans out of a reaction channel. And note, I say very difficult. It definitely does happen. But generally, you're only going to be able to convert roughly 5% of your viewers if you're lucky. Now, before we continue on in the video, obviously you guys have been watching me play Raid Shadow Legends, and hopefully I've hypnotized you enough to at least give it a shot. All right, give it a chance for your boy. But if I'm not enough, Teenage freaking Mutant Ninja Turtles should be. Yeah, it's your childhood wrapped up in the game. They got all of them. They got Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo. They've even got April and Shredder in the game, okay? Your inner childhood is screaming at you to come try to play this game. Look at them. They're all right there. My boy Galax down there on the ground, almost dying. There's Michelangelo right there with his nunchucks. He's just chilling. That's great. But you can collect all 6 of these Teenage Mutant Ninja associated characters, and you can get a special reward that's even better than pizza. And you know how much we all love pizza. These graphics are ridiculous. Michelangelo's the best. Look at him. Just a happy-go-lucky guy. In the face of death, just happy. And you can get Michelangelo for free, a legendary champion, just by logging into the game for 7 days. You got until November 13th to do so. You can fuse Donatello in the game, a great support champion. You can also summon Leonardo, Raphael, April, and Shredder through some limited time events. Honestly, they give you so many chances to get new and dope champions like this all the time to help you progress in the game. For example, if you just scan the QR code on the screen right now or click the link in the description and download the game, Raid's gonna hook you up just for supporting me. You'll immediately get a huge starter pack with the epic champion Uugo, and once you reach level 15 in the game, you'll get another starter pack that includes the epic champion Drake. No, not that Drake, but a different Drake. But it's a $30 value that you get just for freely supporting me as a creator. Plus, you can also enter in any one of the promo codes that I have on the screen within 48 hours of downloading the game, and you can get another legendary champion. Trust me, it's extremely worth it, and again, all this is totally free to play, it's free to download, and free to support me. I've been trying to show you different game modes that I'm playing. There's been campaigns, dungeons, boss fights. I've shown me opening up some shards, getting some new champions, getting all the daily rewards that you get for free in this game. There's literally is so much that you can do, and you can just find yourself playing this game for hours without even realizing it. I know there's been several times my wife has made me put my phone down while we're laying in bed because I've just been on it for 45 minutes doing stuff. But anyway, now back to kicking some tail in arenas while I dive deeper into the death of reaction channels. Because the biggest thing that reaction channels face are the creators themselves. A lot of reaction channels start off super genuine and very authentic fans who just want to share their thoughts and feelings about the music that they love. And hip-hop fans, especially the diehard ones, want more than just a reaction. They want engagement, discussion, and a real connection. Back in the day, reaction channels often had that familial vibe. They built community. They would break down tracks, have in-depth conversations, and really dive into the music and the culture of it. It wasn't just about, oh, this beat's fire, and then they would move on. It was about why that beat hit so hard or what made that verse stand out in larger context. But now, some channels have just kind of lost that sense of community community. With the sheer amount of reaction channels in existence now, they're just cranking out reaction videos as quickly as possible, trying to be the first one and catch that algorithm without really connecting with the audience on a deeper level. So when that personal connection fades, so does the appeal. And when that appeal fades, along comes a burnout for the creator. They simply don't want to make those types of videos anymore because it feels like the same mundane thing over and over again. It becomes less of that super authentic fan-like behavior that they first started the channel with and becomes more of that day-to-day job. And last but not least, of course, we have to talk about the money. The constant muddied waters of YouTube's fair use system has been nothing short of that, muddy and completely unclear. For those of you that don't know, about 99% of reaction videos do not earn money from monetization of that video. Granted, there are exceptions. A select few may have reached a status where labels will let them react to videos without that worry, but even I, as a 1 million subscriber channel, do not have that luxury. In fact, of my near 1,300 videos, almost 900 of them are reactions, and 750 of those are demonetized, meaning that I do not make money from that reaction, but the label of the creator of the song that I'm reacting to does. They make every cent of it, which has become increasingly frustrating over the years because YouTube itself even lists reaction videos as an acceptable form of fair use when appealing a copyright claim, but nonetheless, 90% of the time a creator will lose that copyright claim case. And in the 10% that they actually win it, it's because the label didn't get to the claim in time. They have 30 days to review it, and if they don't give you an answer within 30 days, you win the case. Now, I've always been a breakdown reaction channel with lots of pauses, lots of over-explaining of bars and metaphors to really try to be transformative. And up until 2020, I was always allowed to monetize those reactions and those breakdowns, or at the very least qualify for shared revenue with the artist. But something happened in 2020 where those rules seemingly went out the window, because now I can lose monetization on a video just by showing screenshots of genius lyrics on the screen without even playing the song. And because the copyright system has gotten so bad and all this money has been taken, it leads to a massive increase in sponsorships and the promotion of those sponsorships to supplement that income. And Lord knows people love nothing more than to click off a sponsored video, which in turn hurts the watch time for a creator and hurts the algorithmic favor that that person could have had without that sponsored video. It is a lose-lose situation all around. Thankfully, there are still some artists out there that will allow reaction videos to be monetized. Chris Webby is one of those. I am one of those. You might not get a lot of views because of me, but there are still artists out there allowing this to happen. But if an artist is signed to a label, you can pretty much forget about it. There are several artists that I used to react to that I was able to monetize that I no longer can do that with. Joyner Lucas being one of the main ones. As of recently, I've even had old videos that I reacted to Joyner back in 2020, 2019 get re-copyright claimed, even though they told me that I could react to those videos without the worry of those claims. KSI is another one as well. Dax is one now. A lot of those artists that I spent so many years reacting to their songs and breaking them down and explaining the metaphors and everything, I no longer can do that while making money while doing that, unless I have a sponsor for it, which becomes a catch-22. Nobody really wants to work for free. And labels have been cracking down harder now than they ever have. A lot of us deal with the copyright blocks now, especially with an album. You guys may have noticed that I haven't reacted to an album on this channel in a very long time because I will sit here for 2 to 3 hours and break down these songs, and then I will post the video and it will get taken down. It's happened for the last 3 albums that I've done. And again, my time is super valuable, whether it comes to making my own music or making YouTube videos or doing other business ventures outside of YouTube. So it just becomes increasingly frustrating to make those reaction type videos for that to happen. I know Knox Hill has dealt with some very similar situations. People are getting strikes now for doing what they've done for 10 years. We have always been able to do this without the fear of strikes. There's been a lawsuit with the YouTube fair use system, and it's just increasingly been forgotten about. So if you start to see less and less reaction videos for some of your favorite creators, this is why. But there you have it. Hip-hop channels aren't as popular anymore because of that oversaturation, the evolution of the genre, the shifts in how we consume content, creators evolving, the crazy fair use system, the demonetization. A lot of factors have gone into it over the last few years. But what do you think? Are reaction channels actually done for? Is there a hope for a comeback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're still about that reaction life, just make sure you're keeping it fresh and real, because people can definitely tell when it's forced. And shout out to those independent artists that still let people react to their music and make money off of it. Now, obviously, guys, you gotta take this video with a grain of salt, okay? Because there are still some reaction channels that are absolutely killing it out there. Shout out to my guy No Life Shaq, on top of the game right now. Knox Hill still doing really well. This isn't just an overall blanket statement that every single reaction channel out there is dying. And maybe I'm I'm the only one. Maybe this is just one big long diary video. But I do like making videos more like this, and I'm just very burnt out on the reaction style stuff, especially with all the stuff that I talked about in this. So you might start seeing a change in content on my channel to some more of these commentary style videos. Thank you so much to my Patreon for always supporting me. They got this video early, and it's edited completely different for them to omit any interruptions or sponsors. Plus, you'll get a shout out at the end of every single video like this right here on the screen. You can join for as little as $1 a month or as much as $10 a month if you really want to support me. You get my music early and just a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of my life. And again, massive shout out to Raid Shadow Legends for bringing you this video. Please download the game, give it a chance. Every single download helps me out a ton. I genuinely enjoy the game. I've played this a lot on my channel, and I hope to continue to be able to play it for you guys and work with them in partnership. Scan that QR code and join my clan, the Crypt Keepers, to come play along with. And of course, remember all of those amazing rewards that you'll get for trying out the game. You get the epic champion Uugo just for trying it out and the pack that comes with him. Once you play it a little bit and reach level 15, you get the epic champion Drake and the pack that comes with him, and then all those promo codes that you got to pick from. I recommend Thal and Foulbeard with promo code Demon Slayer because I'm a big bearded dude myself and I like big beards. Pause. But that's available into the new year. Then of course you got my boy Michelangelo that you get for free just by logging in 7 days. A lot of stuff, all right? Just scan that QR code or click the link in the description. Help your boy out by helping yourself out. But that's it for this one, guys. This is my last song. If you want to check it out, it's streaming very well right now. I appreciate everybody giving it a chance. Crypt out. What they talking about? What they talking about? What they talking about? They talking about me. They talking about me. Tell me again about how I fell off. Tell me again about how I need to hang it up.